just doing my best to centre myself so I communicate clearly and appropriately, given everything going on. It's been a bit of a tough time over the past few weeks, and there's lots for me to put in place in terms of thinking and arranging my life appropriately. I mean, it's always like this with me, isn't it? But real life-shattering contemplations to make, or make them for a few days now, but life wants to put more on my plate to think about. I've woken up today and I'm like in a place where I can half get on, where I haven't been able to for a few days now. And I started to get on with the day, and I've had this thing since I was a teenager, that I remember since I was a teenager. It was probably since I was younger as well, but I remember waking up in bed and my perception of the world would be slightly altered, as if I had someone on board, so to speak, as if I had a new spiritual guide or new I'm struggling to think of the appropriate words to describe it right now, but like a new entity, but in a more non-judgmental way, whether it be good or bad, but either way it was beyond board, and it would want to live my life with me, but I don't know why, but maybe my autism, it's like I can't move. It's like I can't move and get on with my life with this thing on me, and it affects my breathing. That's what I realised today, because it's happened today too. As I said, I'm a man now, so I've had 2-3 weeks of constant bombardment by my mental health, and like barely been able to get out of bed and get ready each day. And I think it's like some sort of spiritual test. Are you really autistic? I'm having that test now at 35 for whatever reason. So they devised the test. Right, we're gonna test that thing. Is it still relevant now that you're a man, or can you get over the autism naturally? And the test is, we'll bombard you with stress, so you need to get on, because I can't tell you the stress I'm under with the boat, needing to get on and move out of my current accommodation. So there's a real pressure to get on, and then it gets in the way of me getting on with that for about 2-3 weeks, which is I can't let go of an hour, let alone a day or 3 weeks. It's just incomprehensible to me. But they've done that, and they finally put me in a place where I can get on, and they put me back in that place of autism. And they're like, right, can you break it? and honesty, no. It's like my breathing's affected, my perception of reality's altered. And unfortunately, it looks like it's the actual test that's the problem. Because if I was in a good mood and I wasn't under so much stress and I hadn't been beaten so much by my mental health, and it was like life was good, I'd be able to get on. I know that. Easily. I'd enjoy where I am. It's almost like I've got this entity on board, so to speak. That's the way I'm going to describe it. I'm spiritual. Fuck it, man. Let's just talk it there. We all know that somehow the spiritual guides, aliens, or God knows what else. No, we're not alone in our physical bodies. Sorry if I offend those that are not awake, not had the opportunity to receive this information, or lucky enough to be in a position to as a result of their lives. But I say it how it is in my head. And yeah, I just can't get on. It's like crawling in my skin with what I've just been through. And the juxtaposition is that I'm being manipulated to such an extent that I'm being forced to believe that life is in any way nice. And it can be, but it's just not for me at the moment. So while I'm having to experience this test that's further beating, if I'm honest, I don't know. But it's like I've got rage in me as a result. I mean, it's like my body's in prison. That's what it feels like with my breathing. And I've got so much stress with the boat to get on. And that's all I can think about. And I'm not able to get on because I'm too arrogant. I'm too arrogant, if I'm honest. I look at the world and I see the world. And I don't see truth, man. I don't see truth. Like, even the teachers, even the people that go on the stage and they dare to teach, the subject matter, it's all a bit like not practical to reality. Nobody is highlighting, bar David Icke that I can think of, the troubles of the world. But there's something wrong with the way David Icke puts his message across. But the thing is, with David Icke, he's got a specific message. His message is the message to change the world. And that's why it looks a bit wrong. So I just feel that. But it's not truthful, is it? It's almost like a message. It's like I am this illusion of truth so that you can communicate truth. So I'm sitting here with rage in my body, needing to get on with matters of survival. My mental health is playing games, and I've got an entity on board. I say an entity, that it really doesn't do it justice the way I perceive it, because it really sounds negative, derogatory, but it's more like just another consciousness wanting to share my life for whatever reason. And yeah, I couldn't deal with the pressure. Oh, so yeah, so my arrogance, I was saying, oh, sorry, 1 second. My arrogance is that given what I've allowed, given what my life has allowed me to experience in terms of the different perspectives to everyday living I may have had than the average Joe, I guess with all the teachings I've had growing up and my pursuit for personal development and spiritual growth, more spiritual growth, but I see the troubles in the world, and for the first time I realised the urgency in needing to really remedy it. I've been put through a period in my life where I've experienced torment to a level that I'm sure most of us would have experienced, but it's for the first time for me. But with my teachings that I've had, I reflect it back onto the world, and I see that we're here in... I'm going to create a new name for it, because it's just totally delusional where we live. It's it might as well be what was Michael Jackson's Neverland. It's got to be something like Neverland, like a fairy tale land. This is like we're living in fairy tale land. This is totally mad if we look at it, if we look at our lives. And there are people living in that torment where I've just been through a short period, all the time, or most of the time. So there is a real need, if we are real, you know, if we are here on the planet to help, you know. It's a case of we are so affluent here with everything that we have this medium of exchange, the monetary system that has been manipulated for the wrong reasons over the past. But with a little bit of consciousness, it could quite easily be put into place, and wealth can be distributed to the right places where it's really needed. So I'm sitting here and I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at us as a species, I'm looking at survival, I'm looking at aspects of humanity, you know, consciousness, mind, thinking, love. And there's no way you can separate yourself, you know? Not if you want a fair go at life, without it turning around one day and slapping you in the face and putting you in the same place as somewhere a lot less pleasant. So it's that commonality, that common understanding, that fairness for all humans, and that's just not present. No message. That's not evident in anybody I have really interacted with on a daily basis. other than possibly two, three individuals, a handful of individuals. But it was always evident, and it probably looks like that with myself as well. It's almost certainly looks like that, but it's the corruptedness within us towards life. I'm going to get back to my original point. It hides the truth of our intent towards life, and I think that's where we have to change as a species. We have to start putting it that way, making it evident that, hang on a second, sorry, the pain from this autism, it really is, it's very disturbing. Basically, look, if you're into personal development, spiritual growth, anything good, spirituality, you want to be practical, you want to deal with it in a way that is of the highest good. And quite simply, that message isn't here. So I look at the world and I see a lot of corruptedness, a lot of people that are just unable to commit, including myself, really, to making any change. So we live wishy-washy lives, not really doing anything, even with the best intent. We're not really doing anything. And I have an entity on board. And somehow trying to be humble with that, with this decision, I can't surrender the fact that if we're talking about life, if we're talking about why is it on board, it's there to show me something, isn't it? Obviously I'm going wrong. And I'm going wrong in a lot of places in my life, and I could do with a lot of help that a lot of people could help me with. But the bluntness of the way the interaction happens, in that it's like, right, if you're here to show me how to breathe properly, then fine. If you're here to show me how to, I don't know, do some welding on the boat that I don't know how to do yet, then fine. But don't. The medium of interaction, whereby it comes on board and I'm here and I'm unable to breathe properly, I'm unable to move properly, I'm unable to think properly. It's too controlling, given that I can't place any trust in any human being alive. To really do that without communication first. I don't know who this is. I don't know what their intentions are. And as I said, on a daily basis, I've got a lot of pressures and I've got to manage my life. And I can't believe they're given what I see in other people, given my intent towards life, my sincerity, my own problems that I know firsthand of and I've half systemized and how to deal with them, I can't surrender. I can't just let some consciousness come on board and guide my day with happiness. It's just, wrong. So I'm here, and I thought I'd take a minute to breathe in a different way, express to a live stream, get a bit pissed off in my tone of voice, that allow that little bit of rage in me that where I feel like I'm going to smash something, come out in my voice in a very controlled tone. I say the words, I manage my emotions to a certain extent, and where I just don't have the energy on an actual basis to manage them anymore, a little bit of that rage that comes through unintentionally. And I don't know, that's what I'm thinking. But I'm fucked off with life, man. But in truth, look, we all live our lives, yeah? And I'd sell out 1,000,000 times over to live your lives. In the sense that I know the grass isn't always greener, but in simplicity, if I look at an average life and the control that an average person has and the means they have to change, unless there's some conspiracy going on where they haven't meant, I'd sell out. And I'm not going to start thinking about conspiracy theories in this instance. I'm just going to look at it on a simplistic level. This guy has this life and it looks like X. Yes, he has these problems here, but if I took on his life, I'm sure my thinking would remedy those, and I'd just simplify it, and I'll get rid of all the desires and how can you, when you indulgences, so to speak, and I'd live their life. And in simplicity, my life would be easier. But we all are where we are, and this is what I've been given. And I'm not, well, I am complaining about it. I wish it 1,000,000 times over to be elsewhere, but it is what I have. And I accept that. I don't accept that, but I accept it in terms of I don't begrudge others for my life, just the ones that impact upon it negatively. But yeah, we all are where we are. I appreciate the input I've had in my life, what I've experienced to be in this position to see reality as I do. Sorry, what's happening is I'm being flooded with happy emotions all of a sudden, and you know, as I said, I'm in rage, and I've just experienced, you know, what I've experienced. So I'm trying to deal with being flooded with happy emotions all of a sudden, and it's like it's not happy emotions, it's just an intoxication. It's an intoxication to me being practical and getting on with my life in a simplistic way. But yet to emphasize the point, because I guess this is where I need to gain clarity, and speaking about it now should help that a little bit, and that is I've had this life, it's an unpleasant life. I've had input, good input. I've had good learnings, my own personal development towards life. And I've had some unpleasant experiences that have allowed me to see the way I see. And I appreciate a lot of people don't have that. So I think the best way to leave this is to try and leave it as impartially as possible. I just painted a picture of the world, my life to, well, my life to the world, and within the world you can see your own life, and it's not to feel bad about it in any way, because your life is your life, and you can only have done what you could have done, and I probably would have done exactly the same thing in your place. If I was born to your life where you were born, I would have grown up in the same way, because I would have had the same input and the same experiences. So it's to literally see your own life, be clear on your own life, appreciate what you appreciate, and if and when and how, not how, if and when and where you can, maybe to hear what I'm saying, because I know it's not easy to hear. I can hear the tone of my voice, I can hear the constant depressive tone of my message. But could it be that really, if we take the world as a whole, that's where we are as a collective. We are depressed. Human being, 2021, Depression Earth. In my eyes, that's reality, and I'm sure you can't see that. But where I am now, it could almost be half linked to where we all are as a compartmentalization of humanity, in terms of within the depression, within the sickness, we are the cause. We are the cause, and we are the place where the message has to get to, because we have the control of the whole world in terms of resources and money, and we are causing the depression. So like here, I sit and I tell you a message that I can't get on, so to speak, of my autism. And within that autism, I am depressed, I am in pain, I'm in rage, and I'm being flooded with, could be any positive emotion really, but it's, let's call it happiness. And I can't get on, if I'm honest with myself. I can't get on because of what I've expressed. And in a way, maybe that's how, and I'm going to use a different word because I don't want to say you, but how one could look at their lives. That I'm here, I'm okay. But in the greater scheme of things, if I put my life in terms of humanity, we have a collective depression in being able to see clearly. You can't separate from that. And if you do, I don't know, I don't want to start implying stuff, but maybe like now, where I'm being flooded and intoxicated with a positive emotion that is totally inappropriate, to practicality, to appeasement, to getting on, to realistically refraining from negative behaviour in the long run. It's totally inappropriate, and maybe that's how it could be possible to look at our own lives in terms of the world, that the world has a depression. I don't feel that depression. All I feel is really happiness towards life, because I'm a positive person. I keep my mind clear. But if we look at ourselves as a compartmentalization of humanity, in terms of Europe, America, where we have money, where we have affluence, where we have luxuries, but those things are causing the pain. Maybe it'd just be something to ponder on. I can't deal with myself. The happiness, it's like the happiness makes me want to be all very egotistical, very self-loving. Like I love myself. Like that's the if I really tune in, that's what the element of it is. And I can't hear myself anymore on live stream speaking. So I'm gonna end now. But fingers crossed, I should be able to get on my day okay. I think I can now, where I couldn't before. And yeah, I can get on. I can get on.